Before the video starts, y'all, if you really enjoy and love sports, please hit the post notification and also subscribe to the channel for more content just like this. Moving on, Jaron. The Pittsburgh Steelers are officially announced as a senior assistant living home, okay? Yo, because, and the reason why I say this is because Aaron Rodgers, our good old pal Aaron Rodgers, the 41-year-old quarterback, he officially signs with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let me kind of give you a little rundown what the contract and everything looks like for them, Jaron. So Aaron Rodgers, he's returning for his 21st season with the Pittsburgh Steelers after signing a one-year, $19.5 million deal, $10 million guaranteed. Again, the 41-year-old is set to play for his third team. He's now the highest paid player in NFL history, by the way, in career earnings, if you did not know that. He has he's earned $401.1 million in his career. He surpassed Matthew Stafford, who recently just signed, and he made, what is it, $391.313 million on the year. So let's kind of get into this real quick, though. This deal right here, Jaron, it makes him the 17th highest paid quarterback, and it's a one-year deal, by the way, which is kind of crazy. Would you say?
Insane. It's actually crazy. Considering what he did and what he's been through injury-wise and what he did in Green Bay, I mean, it was kind of a little diva-ish. I think it's insane to get 20 mil. Yes, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. And I mean, I kind of agree with you in that sense, because I mean, I personally thought, I mean, I've said it, we talked about it like maybe 2-3 times on this show about, you know, Aaron Rodgers. I know he's had like, obviously, like, in terms of signing with the Steelers, he had personal issues going on before he wanted to sign. He had a lot of like close people in his circle, just like either sick or, you know, stuff around that nature. So, you know, but I personally thought he should have retired, honestly. Because I think when it comes down to it, you know, because you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become a villain, you know, and like, he kind of had that villain act because it's like, you know, a lot of people, like you said, we've seen him like kind of have like a diva act. Even when he was with New York, like a lot of people just didn't like his attitude. And like, even what was it? I don't know what player was for the Steelers. I think he literally told him, they told him like back in February when there was speculations of him signing with the Steelers, he was like, keep his old ass in the retirement home. I think it was it Deshaun Elliott? I think it was Deshaun Elliott. Yeah. I think it was. And so now, you know, full circle, now he's his teammate. And again, like, and even Cam Hayward, he's a Steelers legend. You know, he even felt like with everything going on, it just felt like, you know, Aaron didn't want to be there. Like, he didn't want to be there because he had so much going on, and, you know, being in this dark room, you know, and all that, you know, all that stuff, spiritual stuff he had going on and all that. I think, like I said, he should have retired, you know what I'm saying? And I think with playing at Pittsburgh, his legacy could possibly be on the line. How do you feel about that?
I mean, it's kind of like, it's good for him that he went to the Steelers because he gets to play with Mike Tomlin. And he'll be in a good situation for himself. But from the outside looking in, like if you're like everyone that's in the locker room already, you got a guy that's, like you said, a little diva-ish. This guy's 41 and just signed for a $20 million deal. And mind you, they're already they were 1, 2, 3 weeks into OTAs.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, these guys have already started building chemistry, so it may leave a sour taste in some of the other players' mouths. But it really looks like, to me, if I was a player there, it looks as if Aaron Rodgers in his last years is just trying to put himself in the best possible situation to win a ring, which is fine. I get it. But I mean, it can't, like, you're taken away from some other people in Pittsburgh as well. I personally would love to have seen Will Howard play this year. I know what you said last week, don't throw him into the wolves, but he looks good to me, man. I would have loved to see him play this year. I'm not gonna lie.
And we might see him this year, but because we ain't. I'm gonna be honest with you. No disrespect to Mason Rudolph, but we ain't seeing Mason Rudolph touch the field. I don't know. Like I said, look, I don't think Mason Rudolph's a good quarterback. So regardless, I don't know how. I'm not trying to be as disrespectful, but he's not a good quarterback himself. But I will say though, I feel if the O-line protects Aaron Rodgers, we could see. I mean, I think there was a report that came out earlier actually that the Steelers felt like that Aaron Rodgers was kind of going into forming to his younger self a little bit over there in New York, just a tad bit. I know he didn't have much game tape in terms of that because he missed a whole year, and then things were looking a little shaky and rocky. It is the New York Jets, by the way, and we both know that that's abysmal of a franchise, but
he didn't help it.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't really help it, but I think being under Mike Tomlin as well and having DK Metcalf, I think him and DK can be surprisingly very good for this team, I think. And like, let's not ignore it. Aaron Rodgers, he still is a really good player. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, he's older now. He's not what he once was. He's a little bit slower now with that torn Achilles injury that happened. So I don't know. And he's also playing in a very rigged division. The AFC North, probably, like I said, in terms of like the best defenses, they probably got the second best, defense in terms of that division in all of the NFL, because, you're going to be playing up against, some of the top edge guys. Like, you're going to play Myles Garrett. If Trey Hendrickson, like, he signs with the that whole thing with the Bengals works out, they're going to be playing some really good guys over there. So, and then Baltimore, obviously, they love rushing the passer. So, they were second in the league in sacks last year. So
I just got very worried for Aaron Rodgers. I'm not gonna lie.
He just not about that right now.
That's terrible. 2 different games a year, 6 games.
You playing Myles Garrett twice.
I mean, the Bengals aren't rocking with. They haven't re-signed Trey Hendrickson.
It's still
But if he does re-sign there, that is 6 games where there are premier quarterback rushers coming up for you, and you're 41 years old.
And don't forget, like I said, John Harbaugh, he's a very good defensive mind himself over there in Baltimore. He might not have the flashiest guys on the edge or on the inside, but regardless, they're going to get to the quarterback, and they're going to throw all types of wrenches at you. So, especially in the AFC North. I mean, did you watch, what is it? They had, what is it? Like the last couple weeks of, what is it? What is that show called? Training camp. When they do the training camps. Hard Knocks. Yeah. So they did Hard Knocks with the AFC North. I don't know if you watched it, because it was like the middle of the season with them. You kind of seen just like how difficult that division is and how ready these teams are to play each other in that sense. So it's like he's going into a culture for sure, and I'm thinking like, I don't know. It's gonna be tough because even for his psyche, Aaron Rodgers' psyche, because according to Adam Schefter, I think he said that Aaron Rodgers was the third option. You know what I'm saying? So they try to trade for Matthew Stafford. That fell through. They try to re-sign Justin Fields. Something happened, I guess. The relationship was strained as well. I think with the Russell Wilson thing going on, that didn't fall through. So he was the third option. You know what I'm saying? How would you feel being the third option? You know what I'm saying? You go to the club and, what is it? You see this girl, but like she's talking to homeboy over there, but then she's like, you know what? I'm gonna go to him over there, but he nods her off, and then like, okay, I got him. I got Jaren. You know what I'm saying?
Whoa, what the fuck? What did I do to deserve that?
And I'm just telling you. Do you think that's what maybe Aaron might be feeling a little bit, or what do you think?
That's how I'm feeling right now. Shit. Honestly, nah, but yeah, I would too. And his at 41, he's not trying to, like I said, he's trying to put himself in the best position to win. So if you feel like you were put on the back burner when you had interest in joining a team, but the team was like, let's see if we could do something else first, that would make me feel a little salty, I guess, at first. But you're 41, you don't got much time left. You wanted your best chance of winning another ring. You just got to suck it up and get out there and go play. You're already 3 weeks late anyways.
That is true. And couple things, like what if this is a failure before the season is? What if we're like midway through the season, let's say the Steelers are like only got like 3 wins midway through the season, right? And Aaron Rodgers has been struggling, the offense isn't putting up points. I mean, the offense hasn't been putting up points the last couple of years. I mean,
let me ask you this. You said midway through the season, 3 wins. How many games are we talking?
We're 8 games into the season.
Fuck.
And they're 3-5, and they're 3-5, right? And they're on the brinks, and the division's already, you got the Bengals probably, they got 6 wins. The Baltimore Ravens, they got 5 wins, and then now it's just they're battling with the Cleveland Browns. You know what I'm saying? Like for last place right there. What do you think? Are they gonna bring in Will Howard to get some live reps? What do you think?
I don't think that. I guess halfway through the season, I don't think is enough, because at 3-5 you can still turn your year around. Mm-hmm. But I mean, if you're looking at the Ravens and the Bengals and they have significantly more wins, like if they have double your wins, like 6, to 8 wins, then I would probably start to look at ways to turn the season around. But I mean, if everyone else is, you know, playing around the same, we've all got a couple wins, a couple losses, you know, we're all just trying to figure it out that first half of the season, they'll probably stick with it with Aaron Rodgers.
That I mean, like I said, I mean, there hasn't been any continuity with that Steelers team for the last couple of years. I mean, like I said, they've been a bottom feeder in terms of offense. They can't produce at all offensively. Like, they're more of like a run first kind of offense, and like that's been stagnant all these years as well. I mean, Najee Harris, you know, he's done what he can do for that team as well. I mean, he's been a 1,000-yard rusher for them, so it's like he's not really, it wasn't him being the issue, but now he's gone. So now it's like, who you leaning on really? Jalen Warren, you know what I'm saying? Like,
they didn't draft another running back.
I don't remember if they did actually. So I don't think they actually.
It wasn't significant enough to
to even think about. So like, who they gonna lean on in that backfield with Aaron Rodgers? And you got DK Metcalf, but again, like I said, this is the assistant living home because they also got Robert Woods. Like, Robert Woods is old as hell too. You know what I'm saying? Like, those are
Robert Woods is the wide receiver 2 is crazy.
Yeah, him being the wide receiver 2, and then I mean they got Calvin Austin the third. He's a really speedy guy, and I really like him as a receiver. He's really good. I mean, he can create separation like nothing. So, but again, if this potential thing turns into a blunder and they just fail and they have a losing season for the first time under Mike Tomlin, is he on the hot seat? Is Mike Tomlin out of there?
Nah, he can't do that. He's never lost. He's never had a losing season ever.
But but look, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, and they do the same thing over. They win, but that's all they really do. Nothing much has been going on in the postseason wise. So it's like you get all this regular season success. They've been patient with him. He's been there 19 years. Whereas the postseason, yes, you got them a Super Bowl, but you know. We need more. We need more these coming years. And obviously, there hasn't been continuity at the quarterback position. So that plays a huge role as well. But do you think, you know, and we've seen it, quarterbacks get coaches fired. They get coaches fired because of their poor performance. And so if Aaron doesn't pan out and they put all this money in the line, does Mike Tomlin get the boot? You don't think so?
I would hope not. I would hope not. This man has been there since 2007 and has given them nothing but winning seasons and a Super Bowl. I don't think you because how much better does it get? Like, you know, like, because you're in a position to where you're one step away from being back in the almost at the finals, being back in the Super Bowl and having another ring as a coach. But if you fire as an owner, if you fire Mike Tomlin, does he, like, are the coaches that are out there, maybe you take a chance on a young guy that's got, you know, some new ideas or whatever, but does it get much better, especially sooner than later? Like, it's going to take a while, possibly. If you fire him, you're going to have to bring a new coach. You got new offensive coaches, new defensive coaches, new schemes, new everything. I mean, that would take a while for them to get back to where they were when they're already at that point. They're just one step away.
That is true, Jaron. And then also, Jaron, like, important things to note, he has 2 revenge games this year. Week 1, he's going to be playing the Jets. He's playing the Jets week 1, and then he's also going to be playing the Packers in week 8. And with him playing the Packers in week 8, Aaron Rodgers can become the 5th quarterback in NFL history to beat all 32 teams. Wow. And so, yeah. So, I mean, you know, Aaron Rodgers got a lot looking forward to, at least. You know, that week 1 matchup is going to be marquee, I feel like, in terms of, like, you know, setting the tone for both of those franchises. You know, Justin Fields versus Aaron Rodgers, you know, the young gun versus, you know, the oldest man on earth. You know what I'm saying?
Both teams, they got a lot to prove.
They got a lot to prove. So, and, you know, with that, I just want to hear what you guys think down below. How do you feel about this Aaron Rodgers signing? I know I got my friend Trey, you know, he's a big Steelers fan. He wasn't a big favorite of this signing himself. You know, I got other friends, you know, that, you know, haven't really enjoyed this signing, but I want to know what you guys think down below in terms of this Aaron Rodgers signing. Where do the Steelers go from here, y'all? Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please let me know what you guys think down below.